Get ready to match the star. Dick Gautier, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Joanne Pflug, from Family Feud, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg, as we play the star-studded big money match game PM. And now here's the star of Match Game PM, Gene Rayburn.
Jerry Olson. We greet you. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for joining us because it'd be bad without you. Now, would you join me in applauding Charlotte Farrell and Bill Seffers? Okay. Yeah. Gautier's giving you a standing ovation. You look like a handsome couple there. We want to find out a little bit about you. Bill, we'll begin with you.
Okay, I'm from New Jersey. I'm a retired New York City detective. I'm visiting my son, Navy pilot.
Yep.
I have my wife in the audience and a daughter back in New York.
Well, you got a rooting section on both coasts.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Bill Seffers.
Thank you.
And you, Charlotte, where are you from and all that sort of thing?
Thank you. I am from Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I'm a domestic engineer, and my husband is an airline pilot,
Yeah.
and he flies to the Micronesian Islands.
Uh-huh. And you have pierced ears.
I do indeed.
Those are very pretty, aren't they?
Thank you. They were my great-grandmother's.
Really?
Indeed.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Now, I want to point out to each of you here that on Match Game PM, we'll give each of you 3 opportunities to match as many of them as you can. And the one who has done that most often at the end of the 3rd round will be the winner. And we'll go on to play that big money super match, which can pay off over $10,000. You ready for that? Okay, here we go. Bill, we'll ask you to make the first choice. You may have A or B.
I'll take B.
You want B? You bent your microphone there, Bill.
Yes, sir.
That's in your enthusiasm. You bent it a little bit. That's 3 marks against you there now. All right, here we go. Bob said, "My wife must be an impressionist. On our wedding night, she did an impression of a blank." That's what Bob said.
I hope this is going to work.
What is it again, Bill?
Bob said, "My wife must be an impressionist. On our wedding night, she did an impression of a blank." It's War and Peace that he's writing. Hey! Now, Bill, Bob said, "My wife must be an impressionist. On our wedding night, she did an impression of a blank."
Dancing girl.
A dancing girl.
I don't feel so bad about mine now, Gene.
Did you buy a round-trip ticket back to New Jersey?
No, I'm driving.
Oh, you're driving. Okay. What do you say here? He said a dancing girl.
I love his answer.
Of a headache.
Of a headache. They're not the trouble with that either. Yeah. Leave him alone. Brett?
Isn't he cute?
He's cute.
I said she did an impression of an innocent.
Of an innocent. Oh.
I get it.
Oh, I
Told me
understand.
my other answer
Yes.
wasn't right.
An innocent girl on her first night in a motel.
First
Is he
night in the
casting
motel.
aspersions?
No, not at all. So there we have 2 of those and 1 of his. Now, what do you say, Joanne? On our wedding night, she did an impression of a...
Of a ghost and made a disappearing act.
It says all that on it?
It says all
A
that.
ghost and made it disappear.
Oh, well.
So far,
Exit.
Bill. Dancing girl hasn't come up yet for Bill Seffers.
She did an impression of a delighted rug maker, or as we call them, a happy hooker.
Oh,
But just an impression.
just an impression. Okay. Fannie,
Yes,
we've come to you.
yes, and I'm publicly embarrassed. I said, and rightly so, I said she did an impression of a car. Now, you may ask me why.
I hesitate, but I'm going to anyway.
I said
Why?
she did because she took off. That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay.
I'll be picking up my check.
All right, Fannie. Now, Fannie, we're going to let you finish the show.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
All right. Now, Charlotte, isn't this fun? Aren't you glad you came? Dr. Harris, the diet doctor, guarantees you'll lose weight. First, he cuts off your desserts. Then, he cuts off your snacks. Then, if that doesn't work, he cuts off your blank. Everybody down here is ready. Now we go to Charlotte Farrell. Charlotte, Dr. Harris, the diet doctor, guarantees you'll lose weight. First, he cuts off your desserts, then he cuts off your snacks, and then if that doesn't work, he cuts off your blank.
Your legs.
Your legs. We got two of a kind up here, haven't we? Okay.
Your legs.
Yes.
Cuts off your legs. Can't be a dancing girl. I don't get it. Okay. I'd say cut off your mouth.
Cut off your mouth.
So then you couldn't eat no more. Let's hear it for that one.
All right. Brett, that's not a popular favorite. It may come up yet.
Evidently not. I said cut off your tongue.
Cut off your tongue.
That seems that we're getting there.
That's lukewarm, Charles.
I like cut off your big mouth.
You do. Well,
Yeah, if you don't like it, you know,
It
I
would
mean...
sew up your mouth, make it impossible for you to eat. Joanne, what'd you say? If that doesn't work, he cuts off your...
I made it really tough. Cut off his head.
They're warming up a little bit here, Richard.
Yes?
Well, there's no need to diet if your head's gone, darling.
Well, that's the point,
The
my dear.
secret is, look, Ma, no hand.
No hand.
Can't eat.
Well, no one has really given... Oh, I see. No one has really given the definitive answer yet. We may get it from Fannie.
Oh, sorry, Fannie.
I'd like to throw my answer on the mercy of the audience. I thought that he cut off the...
I'm really not a very good game player in this game, but in this round, if I happen to be playing, I'd say first he cuts off your desserts, and he cuts off your snacks, and if that doesn't work, he cuts off your buns.
Mouth is the best answer.
All right, so there we are, round one, no score. Round two coming up right after this. Now, since we have 0-0 tie score here, and Bill went first last time, Charlotte will ask you to go first this time.
All right, I'll take B, please.
Okay, here we go. Hey, did you hear about Ugly Edna and the cop? This ought to be yours, Bill. And he took one look at her face and arrested her for blank. It's about Ugly Edna and the cop. Took one look at her face and arrested her for blank.
Well, so what seems to be wrong with our little mother down there?
Are you
Okay.
waiting for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
sorry.
She writes fast. She just thinks very
She's got her
slowly.
answer, and I'll read it while she's finishing. Did you hear about Ugly Edna and the cop? He took one look at her face and arrested her for
Indecent exposure.
indecent exposure. She came up with a pretty good answer there.
Yeah.
Very good answer.
Bravo!
There it is!
Now, this is probably a match. It's just a question of the judges not being hateful. I said defacing public property.
No, you got a buzz on that one. That's different.
Buzz off.
Yeah. Charles?
The correct answer, of course,
There it
is
is.
Bless you.
Hello there.
Hi.
He took one look at her face and arrested her for...
Indecent exposure.
There it is. 3 for her.
I was there, actually.
You were there?
Gave her a ticket for littering.
Oh. Fannie, were you there?
Yes. And you know, bless her heart, she can't help but be ugly, but she could stay home. Indecent exposure.
There it is. 3 or 4. Now, Bill, let's see if you catch up with your opponent there. Albert said, I'll never go back to that X-rated theater. The ushers all wear blank. Right.
I'm almost there.
Oh, I hope so.
All right. This is yours, Bill, right? Ready? Here we go.
Doesn't like my hand.
You changing your mind? There you go. Albert said, I'll never go back to that X-rated theater. The ushers all wear blank.
Clothing.
Clothing. All right, Bill. If that's the way you want to play it.
I love your sense of humor, Bill. Really guilty, no kidding. I said they wear black masks and socks, and that's all.
Black masks and socks and that's all.
You're not gonna believe this. I said black socks and nothing else.
That's
You
very
said
close.
that. Very close there.
We almost. Would that
You know what
have
they're
been a
talking
match
about,
if we'd
Bill?
been playing together?
You don't know where they're talking about. All right. Charles?
You must have seen the same movie. What party was that?
Well, never divulge.
I said the Italian niente, which means nothing.
Niente.
Probably
In an
spelled
X-rated
wrong.
movie, Bill, it would be
Niente.
more likely that they would be wearing nothing than clothing, I would think, if you're going. Yes.
Yes, that's what I would think.
Really?
But
Is
I
that
made
what
it easier to understand. I wrote in English what Charles said in Italian. Nothing.
Nothing. And Richard?
Could you read the question again?
Albert said, I'll never go back to that X-rated theater. The ushers all wear
Raincoats.
raincoats. There's the answer, folks. Fannie?
Oh, that's a wonderful
That's a
answer.
wonderful
It was
answer.
difficult for me, but having had no experience. So, strangely enough, I said they all wore flashlights.
Okay. So there we are. The score at the end of round 2 is 4-0 in favor of Charlotte. And since you're ahead, Charlotte, we'll ask you to go first.
B, please.
B, 2 people play. Brett and Richard.
Isn't that... Darling,
That's
what's come
most
over you? I
unusual.
think he's lost his touch.
New York City is a strange place. When Norman went out on his window ledge to jump off, somebody blanked him.
Got it. Imagine Dickie and me being the only ones playing.
You know, this series of sequence of questions that has been interesting because this really should have been one for him, having been a detective in the East. New York City is a strange place. When Norman went out on his window ledge to jump off, somebody blanked him.
Mugged him.
Somebody mugged him. All right, she's been watching the show. That's the traditional joke there. Brett, what do you say?
What'd you say, Richard?
No, you go first.
Oh, okay. I said mug.
Mug. He's up to 5. Now, he'll show you his since...
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what you said. Mug. So she's got them all. Okay, Charlotte. Bill, you ready to go to work?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've only been kidding around up until now.
That's
Now
it.
you're going to give us a real answer, right? Okay, Bill, here it is. Hey, you all know that great song? Everything's coming up, Rose. You know that song there. Well, there's a new song about Burbank.
Oh, no.
It's called Everyone's Blanking Their Noses. Oh, everyone.
Everything's coming up roses for you and for me. Take it, Ethel.
Okay, Gypsy. Everybody ready over here? We go back to Bill Suffers. Now, Bill, you got to match everybody to achieve a tie and stay in the game. Think carefully now. You know the song Everything's Coming Up Roses? And there's a new song about Burbank. It's called Everyone's Blanking Their Noses.
Picking.
Everyone's picking. That's good.
Okay, Bill.
Little touch of hostility.
I said holding.
Holding. So that means Charlotte Farrell wins the game. What do the rest of you have? Everyone's blowing. He said picking. Okay, come on down, Charlotte. Picking. Here you go. Now you hang around over there on the tape, and we congratulate you, and we'll get back to you in a moment. We're going to say goodbye to Bill Seffers. Listen, it was a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure.
We've got gifts for you, together with our thanks for being with us here on Match Game PM. Bill Seffers, goodbye. Now, while we're spinning him off, we'll spin these messages for you, then you come back and see how she does. Here we are with this lady who's won the game, and now she's going to try for a big bundle of money here. Now, we've got 2 audience matches for you, and I want to point out to you that whatever you win in these audience matches, you'll multiply by 10, and that will be the final dollar amount you could be playing for. Let's begin with the first one. We polled a recent studio audience, Charlotte. We got their best response to this. Silly blank. Now, the answer that bunch gave most often will get you $500 if you match it. $250 for matching their second most popular answer, and $100 for matching the third most popular. And we can get some help from our celebrities.
Okay, thank you. Fannie.
Silly putty.
Silly putty.
Very good.
Richard.
Silly soap.
Silly soap.
And Charles.
Silly Billy.
Silly Billy. So those are the three. Silly Billy, silly putty, and silly soap. Now, you can have one of those, or if you think you've got a better idea, give us that one. But you have to make a decision now.
I'll take silly putty.
You want silly putty? That's what we're looking for. Let's find out if it's up there, and if so, where. We'll begin down at the bottom, and we will reveal the $100 response. Silly goose. Silly goose. Okay, let's see if we got a little silly putty under the $250 number. Silly Willie.
Silly Will.
Well, so far we haven't got anything that anybody gave us. I hope silly...
Billy, Bill and Will.
Oh, I see. Fairly
Not an
close.
exact
Yeah.
match.
All right, last chance for silly putty slided Earl. Yeah! You got it. Congratulations. Very good. Now, Charlotte, you won the $500, which means that the least we'll be playing for is 10 times that amount, or $5,000. And we are going to see how much more you can win with the second audience match. So may we see it, please? My little blank. My little blank. Let's turn around and see who will give us some good... Joanne, have you got one?
Yeah.
What?
You want me to... Oh, my little chickadee.
My little chickadee.
Very good. Dick?
My little Margie.
My little Margie.
Richard?
My little Fred, no.
Third is tough. Now, give him a chance to think for a second. Wait a minute. Something may come out of the blue. Something may come from heaven.
No, I'm going to say my little...
Same
That's
thing.
ridiculous. Thank you, thank you.
That's a song and a big hit
I know.
show.
My little girl.
My little girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
My little girl. Mike Douglas. Already sold 2 records. I bought one, he bought the other.
You want to do half a chorus?
Oh, yes. The
Yeah.
girl in my...
Oh, thank you, love. My little Margie, my little chickadee, and my little girl are the 3, Charlotte. You want one of those, or have you got a better idea?
No, I think I'll say my little chickadee. But,
My little chickadee.
but I do have a little girl.
You do have a little girl. How old is she?
She's 3.
Oh, 3. Okay. We're looking for my little chickadee. May we see the $100 number? My little darling is up
My
there.
little darling girl.
My little darling girl.
That's the girl.
Little... No, it's not my little Caesar. It's my little chickadee what we want. Slide it, Earl. Margie.
Looks very good for you, dear.
I think you're going to get it. Here we go. My little chickadee, reveal yourself. Yeah. Very good. Now, you want another $500. Remember, we multiply that by 10, makes another 5. Add it to the previous 5. You're shooting for a pot of $10,000. Now, we'd be glad to give you the money, but one little hurdle. You got to match one celebrity exactly. Now you must choose one.
I'd like to choose Joanne.
You want to choose Joanne? All right.
Hostile to news, aren't
Joanne's
they?
in shock. She's just had cardiac arrest. She's never been chosen before.
All right, this will be a written response, Joanne.
I'm ready
Here
to
we
write.
go. Stand on the tape. Face me if you would, please, my dear. And here it is. This is worth $10,000. Good luck to you. Here we go. Boo blank. That's B-O-O blank. We appreciate your enthusiasm, but you may be saying a rotten answer and lead her astray. So not too loud, if you please. Joanne is finished. Now, Charlotte, we ask you to think of an answer which you think Joanne Pflug has written on that card. And if you give us the same one, we give you the $10,000. That's all there is to it. Boo.
Well, I don't really feel like this, but boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Okay. She says boo-hoo will match you for $10,000. What do you say?
Well, I have a little girl, when she falls down, she makes a boo-boo. And I thought of that, but then I thought, boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. She's got the money. Congratulations. Oh!
You kiss them all, sure. You got a grand total of $11,000. And while she's kissing everybody and hugging everybody, we're going to do a little business with America. So, hurry right back. Wow. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Very good. This gal is really happy. She's got $11,000, and we hope you'll tune in next week and see who else is going to win some money here on Match Game PM and meet more fascinating celebrities as these are. Gene Rayburn here. Goodbye.
Some contestants will... lasts longer than any leading car wax. Water beading proves it. DuPont guarantees it. And Bardol's new fuel system treatment, the gasoline additive to help keep your entire fuel system clean from gas tank to carburetor. You'll feel the difference. This is Johnny Olson speaking for Match Game PM, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.